Well, it's summer here in Texas, and one of my favorite lures to use is a frog. And today I want to show you how I modify my frog. So last year, I spent a lot of time throwing a frog in the summer, and I had mixed results. And I decided to see what I could do to get a better hookup ratio, land more fish. I remember going out to the lake one day where I had at least 15 blow-ups with really good fish hitting the frog, but I just wasn't hooking them. I wasn't getting them into the boat. I was only able to land one that day and lost another one on the way. So I tried to find a way to improve my hookup ratio, and what I came up with is adding a larger hook to the frog. And I know people have talked about this. I started doing it last year, and the next tournament I fished, I went 7 out of 8 on bites. I landed 7 of the 8 fish that hit my frog in the next tournament. So let me just show you my favorite frog that I like to use because it's a popping frog and it has the 4 legs. This is the Paycheck Baits Transporter frog. It comes in a package like this, and by far my favorite frog. And let me show you a little something here. Because it's my favorite frog, and I throw it all the time, I've stocked up on them. About the time Paycheck Baits discontinued them, we started shopping around and bought as many as we could, dozens of them. And I have several of them, and what I like to do is modify a few at a time so that whenever I go out to the lake I always have one ready to go. So let me show you how I modify a frog. So first off, these come with a 3/0 hook. The original hook is a 3/0. You can see how tight it fits against the body, both side to side, and on the back there, nice tight, pretty weedless. What I like to do is when I add that larger hook to the frog, if you can see there, it brings it out a little bit more to the side and sets it back a little bit, so when the fish bites, it's easier to hook them. There's more hook there for them. So I want to show you today how I do that. So first, obviously, you get your frog, you get your hook. I like to either use a 4/0 Gamakatsu extra wide gap. This is that, or I'll use a Trocar 4/0 extra wide gap. This current one that I've been throwing has the Trocar on there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but so today I'll show you how I put that new hook on there and a few other modifications that I might do to it after I get that hook on there. So pull it out. What you'll need is some fishing line. This is some old braid off my frog reel, some pliers, the frog, of course the hook. So today we're going to put on a 4/0 Gamakatsu hook onto this one right here. So first step is I tie the braid on to the eye of the frog, to the line tie on the frog. And I'll show you why in a second. You might be thinking, what is he doing that for? It makes it much easier to put back together when you do this. So very simple, just a couple little knots there. And then what you're going to do is pull the hook completely out of the frog. You're just going to want to back it out of there. Take your time so you don't rip the frog and damage it anyway. So you can see there I'm just slowly pulling it through. Okay, there we go. So now the guts of the frog are through, and now you can see why I tied that line on there. So I don't have to thread the hook back through when I'm done. So what I'll do, second step, take some pliers of some sort, and this is really, take the pliers here and you're going to pop open the little metal piece that holds the hook to the frog. It's pretty strong, so put a little force in there, but don't worry, I don't think it weakens it. I've caught several fish after modifying. So here's the old hook, here's the new one I can put on there, wider, longer, and who knows what brand these come with, but or the original brand of the hook, who knows. But now we're going to put on the new one. Very simple. Just have the little spot that I opened up with the pliers there. Going to put the hook in there. If I can do it in front of the camera. Take the pliers, just pinch it shut. This one's being a little rough on me today. Okay, take the pliers, pinch it shut. So now you can see there, closed. All right, so once you have the little metal clasped, the little piece of metal clasped back down on the new hook, you can begin to pull the hooks back through, which is why I tied the line on. So it's pretty simple. Just go slow though so that you don't rip the frog. So it pulls it through where the hooks come out. Okay. Now it's going to pull it through the popper mouth part here. Just pull the line tie out. There you go. And now I have a bigger hook on there. Went from a 3/0 to a 4/0. It's wider, set back further. I feel they're stronger, so you know they don't bend when you set the hook. And just show you another little tip. This is the frog I currently have tied on, and I'll be fishing next time I go out. I also like to put on like a little blade here. I think as it sits there in the water, just gives it a little bit more movement, a little bit more flash. This one's been dulled. I've been using this one for a while, but just got a little screw on there, and just screw it right into the back of the frog. And as it just sits there, it entices them just that much more. And what I mean by sit there is, you know, since this is a popping frog, I'm not out there walking it, constantly moving it as quick as I can. What I'll do is I'll cast it up by the grass, up by the reeds, up by the stump, or whatever I'm fishing, pop it once or twice, just let it sit. Sometimes I'll let it sit for 30 seconds. And those fish will come out of the reeds and they'll find it. So I'll throw this blade back in there, but you know, there you go. So my modified new one I haven't modified yet. But that's it. Thanks for watching.